Okay, now we are going to learn about the next session, that is what is the importance of microbes in the production of antibiotics. Okay, now we are going to learn one more important use of microbes in the industrial level, that is production of antibiotics. You know, antibiotic is a term which is first coined by the scientist Waxman in the year 1942. It is the term antibiotic is first coined by Waxman in the year 1942, and he discovered two antibiotics by name streptomycin and actinomycin. Streptomycin and actinomycin are discovered by Waxman, but the first scientist who discovered the first antibiotic is none other than Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming. In the year 1928, when he is working on the bacterium Staphylococcus, in his laboratory, one day he finds that one of the mold growing as a weed on the petri dishes is killing the bacterium, and he discovered it is a chemical and coined the term penicillin for that. So, it is the first discovered antibiotic by Alexander Fleming, and it is a chance discovery but not choice discovery, which is called as serendipity. It is a chance called as serendipity. Remember this word, children. Serendipity means chance discovery. So, along with them, two more scientists associated to reveal the antibiotic nature of this penicillin. Who are those? Those are Ernest Chain and Howard Florey. Ernest Chain and Howard Florey. All these three together revealed the properties of penicillin as antibiotic, and they treated American soldiers during the World War II with this antibiotic. They treated American soldiers during the World War II with this antibiotic, and all these three scientists awarded with Nobel Prize. All these three scientists awarded with Nobel Prize, right? And now we are going till now which organisms are used to reveal these antibiotics means mainly the bacteria, Actinomycetes, one of the group under these comes under kingdom Monera, which comes under kingdom Monera, and fungi. These are the main genera which are useful for the production of antibiotics in large scale. Let us see some of the important examples which are obtained from the genus Streptomyces. So, from bacteria, genus Streptomyces will reveal how many antibiotics. First one is streptomycin. Streptomycin is obtained from Streptococcus gracius. Similarly, chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol is obtained from Streptomyces venugulae. And neomycin. Neomycin is obtained from Streptomyces fradii. Tetracycline is obtained from Streptomyces rhymosus. So, all these are different types of antibiotics. Here anti means against the life of pathogen. Anti means against the life of pathogen. Anti means here against life of pathogen, but it is pro-life to consumer, pro-life to consumer. Like that, at present around 77,000 antibiotics are isolated from different types of microbes. Some are from fungi. Penicillin already you know from Penicillium rotatum, but large scale penicillin is obtained from Penicillium chrysogenum. Penicillium chrysogenum. Similarly, one more important antibiotic, griseofulvin. Griseofulvin is obtained from Penicillium griseofulvum. Penicillium griseofulvum. One more antibiotic, fumigillin, is obtained from Aspergillus fumigatus. Aspergillus fumigatus. So these are some of the important microbes which will give rise different types of antibiotics which are very useful to control many bacterial as well as fungal pathogens. Right children? Now we are going to learn about one more important industrial use of the microbes in the production of different types of chemicals, enzymes and bioactive molecules. Production of chemicals, enzymes and bioactive molecules. Bioactive molecules. Right. Chemicals means especially here the importance of microbes in the production of organic acids. So different types of organic acids are produced in large scale by using microbes. For example, acetic acid. Acetic acid is obtained by the fermentation of sugarcane juice in 2 steps, and this acetic acid is used in the production of vinegar. And this acetic acid is obtained with the help of a microbe by name Acetobacter aceti. Acetobacter aceti. Similarly, one more is citric acid. Citric acid is one important organic acid which is useful as preservative, as flavoring agent as well as in some medicines also. And this citric acid is obtained by using a microbe, a fungus, Aspergillus niger. And one more important organic acid here with the help of microbe is lactic acid. Lactic acid is obtained in large scale by using Lactobacillus bulgaricus or Lactobacillus delbrueckii or Streptococcus lactis. And this lactic acid is very essential in production of curd and yogurt in large scale. It is useful in the production of curd and yogurt in large scale. And one more important is butyric acid. Butyric acid is obtained from Clostridium butylicum, and this is very essential in the production of rancid butter. Gluconic acid. Gluconic acid is obtained from Aspergillus species only. Aspergillus and Penicillium species, and it is used as a gluconate source of calcium for infants, for lactating mothers and cows. For infants, cows and lactating mothers. So these are some of the important organic acids which are produced in large scale by using the microorganisms. And now we are going to learn about production of enzymes. Yes, what is the importance of enzymes, children? Enzymes are very essential in industrial level for many different types of organic products, right? So what type of enzymes are produced from these organisms? Here the first one, important one, is pectinases and proteases. Pectinases and proteases. These enzymes are useful in clarification, clearing the suspended particles in the fruit juices which are produced in the market. So when you see the bottle juices which are available in the markets, they are very clear when compared to the juices which are made in our house. These clear juices are because of the use of these pectinases and proteases. So they are used in the preparation of clear fruit juices. Clear fruit juices. These pectinases are produced by using Aspergillus and Bisoclimus fulva. These are microbes which produce the pectinases, and proteases are obtained from the microbes Aspergillus, Bacillus species. Aspergillus and Bacillus species. Okay. And one more important enzyme here, it is lipases. Lipases are very important enzymes which are mostly useful in the formulation of detergents, detergent formulations, and these are used to remove the oil stains. These are useful to remove the oil stains in laundries. In laundries, the best example of microbes are Candida lipolytica, Candida lipolytica and Geotrichum candidum. Geotrichum candidum. So these are the lipases which are useful in the production of detergents to remove the oil stains in the laundries. The next important enzyme is streptokinase. The next important enzyme is streptokinase. It is an important enzyme obtained from the bacterium Streptococcus. It is important enzyme produced from the bacterium Streptococcus, and it is used as a clot buster. Clot buster means to remove blood clots from the blood capillaries in the patients who have undergone myocardial infarctions which are leading to heart attacks. To remove blood clots from blood capillaries, blood vessels in patients suffering with myocardial infarctions, which ultimately results in heart attacks. So these are the important enzymes which are obtained from the microbes. And now let us see about the uses of microbes in the bioactive molecules, in the production of bioactive molecules. Here the best example is cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A is an important bioreactive molecule which is obtained from a fungus, Trichoderma polysporum. Trichoderma polysporum, and this is used as immunosuppressive agent. It is used as immunosuppressive agent immunosuppressive agent during organ transplantation. During organ transplantation. Remember, this is very important, children, these bioactive molecules for the objective sake. Here, when the organ transplantation, for example, kidney transplantation is going on, especially the recipient, the donor is not having any problem, but the recipient, in his body, when any foreign body is transplanted, there may be side effects like they produce antibodies to kill that. So, in order to protect from this process, they inject this cyclosporin A for the recipient or for the acceptor during organ transplantation. That is the importance of cyclosporin A. Got it? And now we are going to learn one more bioreactive molecule, that is statins. Statins are obtained from the yeast, one type of yeast, Monaskos purpurea. Monaskos purpurea, it also comes under fungus only, a type of yeast, and these statins are used to control the cholesterol in the blood as cholesterol controlling agents. Cholesterol controlling agents in the blood, and it will act as a competitive inhibitor for the enzyme HMG coenzyme A reductase. This enzyme is responsible for the synthesizing of cholesterol, and these statins are used to control this enzyme action as a competitive inhibitor. So, the enzyme cannot perform its action, so production of cholesterol is controlled. So, it is the importance of the bioreactive molecules which are obtained from different types of microorganisms. So, with these children, the second importance of microbes at the industrial level is completed. And now we are going to learn microbes for the sewage treatment plants. Microbes for sewage treatment plants. Now we are going to learn about the importance of microbes in the purification of drainage water, which we will call it as commonly sewage water. So, in the microbes, very useful, they will play a very important role in the purification of the drainage water. Normally, a large quantity of water is released outside from domestic sources, industrial sources and hospitals, which is rich in waste material. Especially the sewage water contains the main waste material is human excreta and other dissolved organic and inorganic substances, which are also having pathogenic microbes. So, if this water without any treatment is released into the water bodies like rivers and lakes, it spreads different types of, many types of infections like cholera, diarrhea, etc. That is why the government has implemented some rules and regulations to purify the sewage water before they are going to released into the rivers and water bodies, right. And here also the microbes which are present in the sewage water only will play an important role in the recycling and purification of these waters. So, what are the steps? Especially it is carried in specially designed plants which are called as sewage treatment plants, which are designed in the outskirts of the cities especially. And now let us see what are the important steps under the sewage treatments which is carried by the bacteria. So, the important steps are two steps. One is primary treatment, which is mainly by physical methods, and second one is secondary treatment, which is by using the microbes present in the wastewater only. It is also called as biological methods. And sometimes when this sewage water is to be cycled for the domestic purposes, then they will go for tertiary treatment also. Tertiary treatment also, which is by physico-chemical methods. Physico-chemical methods. Let us see what are the first primary treatments in the sewage treatment plant. The primary treatment will include 2 steps. Now let us see what are the steps in the primary treatment. Primary treatment is by 2 steps, that is sequential filtration and sedimentation. In the sequential filtration, all the drainage water which is properly channelized by the drainage canals is filtered by the filters and which will remove the floating debris. So, by sequential filtration, all the floating debris is removed from the drainage water, and then it is allowed to sediment. Next step is sedimentation, allowed to sediment in the tanks minimum for 2 to 3 days. And in this step, they also add some chemical salts like alum to remove the colloidal particles. Right. During this sedimentation, what happens? All the heavy particles like sand, small pebbles, they come and sediment under the bottom of the primary sedimentation tanks. And this sediment which is collected at the bottom is called as primary sludge. It is called primary sludge, which is discarded. And the effluent, the liquid part which is present above the sediment, the liquid part is called primary effluent. And this primary effluent, after the complete sedimentation, is pumped into the aeration tanks. And now from this, the secondary treatment starts. And during the secondary treatment, what are the microbes, heterotrophic microbes present inside the sewage water only will play an important role here. So, this primary effluent is pumped to the aeration tanks from which the biological treatment will start. In the aeration tanks, they will supply the air mechanically by the agitators or by big mechanical fans, and they will supply more amount of oxygen, and this supply of oxygen will enrich the growth of aerobic bacteria and other fungal hyphae, forming flocs. So, during the secondary treatment in the aeration tanks, large number of aerobic bacteria will multiply and they form flocs along with the fungal hyphae. And these aerobic bacteria, they are able to decompose the organic matter present in the sewage water. And how to measure the organic matter present in sewage water is especially they will use one measuring unit. We have to note down that measuring unit is called as BOD. BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. Biochemical oxygen demand. So, this biochemical oxygen demand will directly indicate the amount of organic waste present in the sewage water. And when the BOD is very high, it represents that there is more amount of pollution in the sewage water. And as this BOD is gradually reduces, then only we can say that the organic matter is completely decomposed. Then it is sent for the next step in the secondary treatment. And now we are going to discuss about the next step of the secondary treatment in the next session, children, right?